Why do so many of us struggle to bring our dreams, our vision, our mission or goal into the realm of reality, to concretize it? So this week I'm working on my big dream, which is to get these 12 new songs that I wrote and recorded last year out into the world. I'm setting up the application for Spotify editorial playlists. Of course, I am one person. And as soon as you start going on this path, you realize you don't have a massive company behind you. You gotta try, right? You're not a major label. You don't have 1,000 people doing the work or $10 million of marketing budget. You have yourself. So every time you have a release, there's always a million different things. And you don't think of anything like a major label. You've got 1,000 people working behind the artist. When you're independent, you're rock and roll, you're DIY, you got that punk rock attitude, but you have to take care of everything. So you're torn between the administrator and the creator. All right, so we're getting to roll. I'm with my man, Ollie over here. And we're setting up Mahala for great magic. Let's roll. And it struck me that it's so easy to get overwhelmed by the enormity of the task before you. You have your mission. Very quickly, you find yourself in a maze, in a labyrinth. Suddenly, you're in the woods and you don't know where you are. So then I was thinking about Hansel and Gretel and this metaphor when you are in this maze and you're trying to get somewhere. And I was thinking about the crumbs that they lay out as they're going into the forest, and they go through and they're challenged by the witch, and then they get the hell out of there. And how do they get back? They follow each crumb that they've laid out. In the arts, at the end, everything is a desperate dream. You just have to make moves. Not a cover, is it a remix? No. How is it recorded? Studio, is it instrumental? No. And you have to make moves over and over. And I think that what I'm enjoying at the moment is just saying, right, directly, you go for it, you don't worry about it, you put your cards down, you place your bet, and you say, here I stand, man, let's go. Okay, everything looking good. This is the moment of truth. I'm pressing a button and we're getting it out to Spotify. Guys, let's do this. 1, 2, 3. Bosh. Thanks for your pitch, baby. Done. Let's see where it goes, right? It's not about hope. It's not about fairy tales. It's about living, to get that out in the world, to share it. And by doing that, to make a space inside myself, future things. What a liberty it is. And I love this idea of following the breadcrumbs, identifying the clearest, smallest next thing that you need to be doing. Because life is always speaking to us. It is always saying this is the next most important thing that will help you build out your own path towards that which you most yearn, that which you most need. Look, the world will always have more resources, more money. There will always be huge competition. So many people are going after that same thing. So all you can do is narrow, focus on the next breadcrumb. I think the easiest thing to do is to be over-concerned about the mountain of breadcrumbs before you, because this is the thing, is that you think you just got to follow one breadcrumb at a time. And then what happens? You notice it's a mountain, you're trying to scurry up it, and you just get sucked into it. It's like, man, it's a breadcrumb existence. It's like an AI bot has just invented 1 billion breadcrumbs, and you're just stuck in the middle of it. I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. I really am. So damn much to do. So it's 12:25 on a Tuesday night. Ooh, I was up early working for my client work, so every time it's just a different adventure, and I haven't had a photo shoot in so long. Hopefully this old dude has still got it in it. So of course with Hansel and Gretel, they've already laid their breadcrumbs down. But what I'm saying is that life is laying those breadcrumbs for you. The challenge is you gotta look for each one. Now sometimes you know what the next step is, and it's clear and it's obvious. But sometimes you have to do the listening itself and find out what it's damn well saying.
So when you start reading the right breadcrumb, it starts affecting how you go about your day.
It's so easy to be resistant to the administrative task, but the reality is that the reward is to be found through these individual breadcrumbs. And if that takes bureaucratic work, so be it. So I guess in a way, now that I think about it, it's a reverse breadcrumb rule.
You're resisting it because it's the most boring or administrative thing that you have to do. That's often where you have to go and what you have to do in order to really move your project, your life, your business forward. So start there.
I've been applying to Spotify playlists. We've got our first 2 Spotify playlists. Absolutely amazing. And this is why I call it the reverse breadcrumb rule, because you are finding each one and it's taking you forward. And you're not going backwards, you're going forward into your life. That's why it's the reverse breadcrumb rule. Right? This is the little clip so that when you go on to Spotify, oh, here you go, guys. So this is the new banner. You want stuff to do, right? You resist it and it exhausts you and it frustrates you, but you want stuff to do. This is our lives. And the wonder of this, with reading these signs and these omens and these nudges, is that you start learning all types of new stuff, but you have to humble yourself towards that which is before you. All these Post-it notes, I don't know what they all mean. Post-it notes are the breadcrumbs, but the breadcrumbs are life. They represent the path. I hate administration, bureaucracy. You know, the message needs embodied, the message of your life. Bureaucracy, paperwork, administration, cutting up tiny little bubbles, little reels, little bricks, little text. It's just so much. Whatever it is, the revelation that you're trying to give, it needs package, whether you resist it or not. So over the moment, you're only seeing the walls. Remember, that's part of the journey. You have to get back that sense of inner bliss, that sense of that voice that's speaking to you. And you know that it is speaking to you. And if you can't feel it, give yourself that time, because that will help you. Last year when I was going through the writer's block, I had to get back to the voice. And the paradox was that in order to get to the voice, I had to sort of hack through this layer between the temporal world and below the subconscious world. But I had to give myself over and over to release something, to relinquish something in my deeper most spirit. And it had to break through that wall. I had to start listening to it. And as I did, that's when the songs came. And that's when the walls opened up into doors. So that idea of following your bliss, it doesn't come all at once, but it is waiting for you, and there is good stuff out there for you. So remember, it's these tiniest things. Keep following each breadcrumb that life is putting down before you. You got this. You're doing great. Much love. Dude, what an iconic entry. Gotcha. What's up, brother? Gotcha, dude.